Good morning, boys and girls. This is Miss Ward. Our science lesson this week is about living and non-living things. What do you think I mean when I say the words living things? What is a living thing? Well, I want you to look at these pictures of living and non-living things that I have here. We have a picture of a car, a penny, a girl, an alligator, a baby doll, a vine, and a koala. Now, before we can decide which of these things are living and non-living, we need to know the difference between the two. So let's begin by looking at our workbook pages. Let's read the title of our lesson, the words at the top. Read them with me. Living and non-living. Look at the first label, the one that says living things. The label's at the bottom. We have a picture of flowers, a dog and her puppy, and a girl. Now these are examples of living things. Why? Because they move on their own, they grow, they eat, they drink, and they need air to breathe. Now look at the pictures on the other side of the page. Do you see the label that says non-living things? If something is non-living, it means it's not living. It means it does not move on its own, it does not grow, it does not eat or drink or breathe air. So we have the beach, a pail, and a stuffed dog, a toy dog. These are all examples of non-living things. Now I want you to compare the dog that is living and the dog that is not living. So let's focus on the one that is not living. Why is that one different from this one? Well, it doesn't eat, it doesn't drink, it doesn't move on its own, it doesn't need air to breathe, and it doesn't grow. So we would say it is non-living. Even though these are both pictures of dogs, this is a picture of a real dog. This is a picture of a toy dog, a dog that is not real. Now let's look at the next page of our workbook. Look at the frog. What's the frog doing? He's catching a fly. Flies are food for frogs. Look at the label as I read it. It says food. Look at the picture of the giraffe. What is he doing? Drinking water. Look at the plants. They are also drinking water. Remember, if something drinks water, it is living. Now, many plants get water from rain, but during dry periods, people may provide water to help keep these plants alive, like the children are doing in this picture. Because it hasn't rained in a while, the children are using a water hose to give the plants some water to drink. Now, look at the picture of the owl. Read the label. It says, place to live. So not only do living things move on their own, grow, eat, drink, and breathe, they also have to have a space to live. Logs, hives, and caves, which are openings in hillsides, are also places where animals can live and stay safe. I want you to follow along with me as I read the words at the bottom of the page. It says, living things need air, food, and water. They also need a place to live. Do non-living things need these? If you said no, you are right. Boys and girls, I want you to look at this punctuation mark at the end of that sentence. Do you remember what that's called? Yes, a question mark. A question mark tells the reader that the sentence is a question. Now let's look at the next page. I want you to look at the plant. Is this a new plant or a fully grown plant? If you said new plant, you are right. A fully grown plant makes seeds that can become new plants. Plants made from plastic or other artificial materials cannot make new plants because they are not alive. Now look at the ducks. Living animals can have young. Toy animals or other things made to look like animals cannot have young. Now look at the empty workspace. This is what they want you to do there. It says, draw a young plant and its parent plant. Now remember, the young plant is going to look a lot like the parent plant, kind of like you look a lot like your mom or dad, you're just a little bit shorter. Let's look at the last page of our workbook. The one that says, sum it up. That means let's finish. Look at the first row of pictures. We have a fish, some sort of a construction vehicle, and a pile of rocks. They want us to circle the thing that is living. Would that be the fish, the construction vehicle, or the rocks? Now remember, if something is living, that means it moves on its own, it grows. grows, it eats, it drinks, it breathes, and it has to have a place to live. If you said fish, you were right. So circle the fish. Look at the yellow triangle. The picture's at the bottom of the page. We have a lizard, a tree, and clouds. What they want you to do here is circle the non-living thing. The non-living thing. That means it does not move on its own. It doesn't grow. It doesn't eat or drink or breathe. And it doesn't need a place to live. Which one would that be? If you said clouds, you were right. All right, boys and girls, let's move on to our last activity. Let's go back to the picture cards I showed you at the beginning of our lesson. We have a car, a penny, a girl, alligator, baby doll, vine, and koala. I want you to sort these pictures into two groups, living and non-living. So I'm going to give you a minute or two to talk about each picture with your mom or dad, whoever's helping you, and I'll be right back. If you said a girl, an alligator, a vine, and a koala are living, you are right, because all of these things move on their own. They grow, they eat, they drink, they breathe, and they need a place to live. Now, if you said a car, a penny, and a baby doll are non-living things, you are right. They do not move on their own, they don't grow, they don't eat, they don't drink, they don't breathe, and they don't need a place to live. Okay, boys and girls, this is Remy, our dog. Remy, say hi. Do you think Remy is living or non-living? Oh, he's definitely living. He eats, he drinks, he breathes air, he has to have a place to live, he grows, and he can move on his own. So Callie just wanted to show you a few things that he can do on his own, some things that might make you laugh. Okay, go ahead, Cal.
Remy, roll over. Roll over. Good boy.
That's
Maybe lay down.
That's
Roll over.
There
Good
you
boy.
go. Good boy.
Remy, sit. Remy, right. Shake right. Good boy. Shake left. Shake left. Shake right. Good boy. Remy, high five. High five. No, high five. Remy, high five. High five.
He just wants the bone.
Remy, sit. Remy, high five. Good boy. Remy, sit. Stay. Head down. Head down. Stay. 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 Head down. Head down. Stay. Remy, get it.
Good boy, Remy. Oh, where'd you go? Get it. Good boy, Remy. Good boy, Rem. Now here's something that I thought would be fun for you guys to do at home on your own. I want you to find a piece of paper and a pencil or a marker, it doesn't matter, and I want you to draw a T-chart. Now this is called a T-chart because the lines that I drew look like the letter T. On one side of your T-chart, I want you to label it living, and on the other side, label it non-living. Now I want you to go around your house and I want you to find some things that are examples of living things and some examples of non-living things, and I want you to write them down. Now don't ask Mom how to spell those words. You know enough about letters and sounds. We love to see your inventive spelling, so don't worry about spelling it correctly. Just do your best. Now if you'd rather cut out pictures from an old magazine or some advertisements that come in the mail, feel free to do that. You can cut and glue and paste under the correct label. So boys and girls, have fun looking around your house for examples of living things and non-living things. Make sure you send us pictures of your work. We would love to see them. You can post them on Facebook or text them to your teacher. Okay, until next time, love you guys. Bye.